They play it very efficiently. Now here I'm going to be trying to pop the 1, and I'm going to be going 2 rails here. You can see I'm very steady, coming 2 rails and coming into that visualized set. At this stage I didn't get the position that I needed, but this is where my defensive skill played a valuable role. Let's have a look. I still have a look at the 2, and I can create some sort of safety here. Now you'll see where I'm pointing to touch that rail right there, just thinning the 2, and the objective is to get wedged up behind the 5 ball, or is the 3 ball here? I think it's the 5 ball. Now you can see where of course I got a little bit lucky here. I was trying to go behind the 5, but I end up landing behind the 2, which is still a really good shot. Let's see how I got out of this safety. How you measure a kick shot like this during an intense match. The pros may not do a lot of calculations, I do, but I can definitely tell you that kicking with this level of precision gets you better result, like what you're about to see here. It's a tough kick, 2 rails, hitting the 2 ball full, just like often hear the pros or commentators like callboys say, when you hit, you will always get lucky. And of course, not all the time you'll get lucky, because I did escape the first kick, but I did not escape the second kick, and I punished myself. Let's continue looking at this rock. This training tactic here I've been using for many years, which got my game to the level that it's at right now. What was so impressive about the way how I ended this rock was just how calm, subtle, smooth and clean my positional play was. I landed there a little bit awkward on the 7, used a bit of inside spin, and now I've landed a little bit tough here on the 8. Now notice the visualization skills that I use here to get back perfectly on the 9. Let's have a look. It actually walks you through the process of how the pros actually think. Neil's Fine is a great channel for that talks about how the pros play position. Here I'm a little bit tough on the 8, and the cue ball is going to be dancing around the table. This was an absolutely gorgeous positional play shot. Look at that cue ball floating around the angles and landing dead perfect on the 9. Absolutely beautiful. Is going to try to manufacture some sort of. Now what you're about to witness is yet again another impressive battle between myself and that very same young man that I've been talking about, Kevron Campbell, a student of the game like myself here. And what you're about to see here is something that only a professional player will be able to execute. Now, a lot of you guys may think that this is just that one-off situation where it worked out. But at this point here, I played an impressive safety. And at the point where I did this, I was actually investigating a system that I'm going to be releasing in 2025 about one rail safety. But to see what Kevron did, whether it be the first time, maybe he was lucky, it was so impressive. And after executing the kick, you should see what he did by running out this rock. It was absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at the safety. Let's have a look at the kick. Results when it comes to these types of safeties. Now here, I am trying to play a safety on the object ball as well as on the cue ball. Now you can see that I'm a little bit worried about just leaking one of those balls, so I'm going to try to get 2 ball behind the cluster of the 8 and the 10. While I've played thousands of exceptional shots in pool, but this possibly is in my top 10 of beautifully executed safety shots that I've ever played in my whole entire career. Let's continue. About to happen. I don't know how he did it. I don't know if it's something that he calculated. Mr. Campbell. What was so impressive about the shot is the fact that I locked off all the avenues to which he could possibly kick. The only other option other than what he chose was just a jump kick. But then again, like I said, it was such a brilliant safety. I swore that I would have gotten a ball in hand until Kevron did this. An absolutely incredible kick shot. Visualize the end result of this kick. Clearly, he's calculated. At this point, I'm saying to myself, even if he's able to make the kick, it's going to open up the cluster and I'm going to be able to run the rock. But he proved me completely wrong. Let's have a look. He has shook his hand here, saying that he's not trying to make a pot. So here, he's gonna play short rail, side rail. He calculated the kick to precision, and would you look at that? Naughty, naughty, naughty pool. Brilliant, brilliant kick shot there by Kevron.
I appreciate the video. I appreciate the shout out. I appreciate the link and stuff. You understand? I'm trying. I'm not practicing like how I want to practice, but it's like the practice works out. I think earlier on in that particular day, I set the balls up and was trying basically that same drill where you line the cue ball up down the middle. You line the object ball up down the middle and you put them in the pocket and play 2 rail and come back around to the next one. And I see G Unit practice that a whole lot, so I figured, you know what, since I want to be like, you know, since I want to get where they are, why not do what they do? Yeah, that's my so yeah, I practiced it for a little while, but it wasn't a lot. That was really after my main practice in the day, which funny enough was one of the only days where I got to practice some pool. I get to put in some good practice on that day, and I guess the result on the safety shot, I didn't say I calculated it exactly how it went. The cue ball did travel where I wanted it to travel, right? However, I kind of I said overestimated the angle because the cue ball touched the long rail where I expected it to, but I was expecting it to go a little closer to the 2 ball, right? Because one of the safety I was trying to brush the 2 ball and brush the 2 ball, kick with the 10, and then come back closer to the middle of the table. But what was bothering me was that if I barely miss the 2 ball, and go behind it, then it will knock the 2 ball out and open up the whole rack. But me like, alright, well, if that happened, then the cue ball should stop where it is and 2 ball travel some distance and still, you know, if not hide you, then at least give you something to work with. So that was really the plan, but my aim was to go around there and make sure so I touch the 2 ball. Right, so the end result was way better than what I had in poker face I had intended.
Basically, that's what Kevron had to say about that shot. It was an absolutely brilliant shot. But let's just continue the highlights here. Once again, I found myself in a little bit of a bind here. I played position from the 5 to the 6. I unfortunately bumped the 6th and left myself a little bit awkward here. And of course, I was in the middle of running out a rack against St. Clair Swavey. And then, of course, I had to improvise a little bit on my position. I've watched so many pro players play pool, and exactly what you're about to see here is exactly what I thought they would have done. It's not a difficult shot, but based on where the 8 ball is, I had to get the perfect angle to make it easy to transition from the 7 back to the 8. Let's have a look at what was done in this rack. It's a tricky but sensitive little shot at that. I have to land perfectly here. I'm gonna pop the 6 and come off a couple of cushions. That is 1, 2, 3 rails and come under the 7. Based on the angle that I had to contact a couple of cushions there. So again, I'm gonna be getting an opportunity to see the potency of my defensive skills that I've been working on for the past 3 years. This is yet again from one of my practice sessions sometime around April or May, thereabout. I was having a practice session. I landed a little bit tricky on the 2, tried to play a safe but landed a little bit nasty here. I didn't leave my opponent, which is the ghost, here in a easy position, but I've left him with a highly defensive position to which a save can be extrapolated. Now notice that I'm moving my arms there because I'm going to be using the 3 as a stopper to hold position for the 2, while using the line of balls 7, 6 and 4 to hold position for the safety. This was a beautiful safety shot here. Let's have a look. And yet again, that's another beautiful execution. What made the shot so impressive is the fact that I was able to visualize using the line of balls 7, 6 and 4, and I was also able to visualize that the fact that the 3 ball could be used as a stopper to keep the 2 ball in that position. Now I did leave my opponent here with a jump, but I also here left my opponent with a kick. Let's see how it plans out. Now I'm a player of integrity, so I'm not gonna come here and tell you that when I kick at this object ball, I kicked with the intent to make it in the corner. I wanted to kick it down to this side of the table, but of course I got fortunate and unfortunate in making the 2, but still getting snookered on the 3. Let's see how the rest of the rack pans out. 30 seconds, that's something that I need to work on here. Most of the time, I take a lot more time when I'm trying to construct some type of safety here. Now I'm trying to putt. Now I'm trying to kick the 3. I'm trying to play a kick and stick. Now the cue ball got away. We'll very often hear pro players, commentators and analysts say that when you kick at an object ball, depending on the intent of the kick, you sometimes will make contact and get lucky. And this is an example where, of course, I did leave my opponent with a highly offensive shot because the object ball landed in a only but a bankable position. Let's have a look here. Through here, just a bit of side spin. Now you will see that this shot is very similar to that shot which I played against Kevron in the previous clip, where you saw exactly that the equal separation safety, of course, played an important role in using a line of balls to prevent or to extrapolate the snooker. Let's have a look at how the rack ended. That was played in the Moscone Cup. Have a look at this.
You like that?
Try to get the 2 ball down, or the 3 ball down to 5.
But I'm saying I can shoot the 2 towards the 9. We got extension.
Whatever you shoot. Whatever you shoot.
Yeah, because it might go in the corner.
We got a little chat. It's awkward, as you said, Carl.
That was a mind-blowing and exceptional shot played there by Skylar Woodward in the Moscone Cup, to which I believe they had won. And of course, it brought up memories. At this point when I saw the shot, it's not the exact same execution. I was kicking for the combo, but Skylar was actually banking for the combo. So I actually pulled out this shot here. Beautiful shot there. Alright, and that's exactly what came in my mind when I actually saw that opportunity here. But let's just continue the highlights. Great video so far.
Pot. Nevertheless, he has potted the 1 ball.
Once again, seeing the likes of Kevron being featured yet again in another rack and in yet again another tussle with yours truly, ApexElgenio. And as usual, the defensive battle between myself and this young man has never been short of anything but spectacular. Let's continue to see what went on in this rack.
That ball was playable. Look at this particular rack here. Now you can see where I'm kind of visualizing where I would like my cue ball to head. And you
have seen earlier in the highlights where I told you that this 3-rail positional route is one of my favorite shots to execute. I did come a little bit short on this execution, but look at what happened after I made the error.
I'm visualizing. This is one of my favorite positional shots to play, but I kind of did a little miscalculation with the spin. Here you'll see where I tracked towards the corner pocket there. I needed a lot more side spin, and this is where a lot of the times where I take a long time to play my shot because I try to be very precise. Now see here, I am going to thin the 3 and bring the cue ball down towards the short rail. And
this is an example of the power of defense, the power of having high defensive skills.
Safety. And guys, you're gonna find yourself in this position more often than not. where not every rock is going to be a break and a run. Now, this shot was poorly executed. Too much speed, too much body movement. I was asking for the cue ball to do more than what are just some shots that will remain in your mind forever and forever. And whether it is played or executed by myself or by another player, my channel comprises of building not only my game, but showcasing their talents and also helping you, my audience, to become better players as well. Kevron executed a magnificent escape shot here in this execution. That's Kevron. Now here he's going to execute a beautiful kick shot, one reel here. Oh, that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. By fluking, I didn't plan this. Kevron is once again going to try to play a safety here, and this is where perhaps it all went wrong. He tried to do that subtle squeeze up, bounce behind the rail, bounce. The great Efren Barthez stated in one of his interviews that the more he practices, the luckier he gets. Now I have a really tricky position here to get back onto the 5, and of course trying to play a 2-reel position to literally get position on the 5. The pool gods was in my favor. Let's take a look. Here he gets. Have a look at this shot, guys. I'm going to be potting the 4. And you can see that I've looked at trying to go 2 rails, maybe 3 rails. But look what happened here. Potted the 4, caromed off the 8, potting the 8, and getting perfect position here on the 5. Get it better than this. And see here, nice draw shot there on the 5. Back out towards the middle of the table, giving me a depending on the magnitude of the match or the game that you're playing, depending on the importance of the game, indecisiveness will take place occasionally. So here I've landed on the 6. I'm a little bit indecisive about how to get back onto the 7. I did in fact mess up my positional route here, or position, but look at what I did at the end. Impressive. Try to play short side position on the 7, and there you can see just banging my hands a little. Go all out attack here on the 7, and here I pop the 7 to the side, and you can see the cue ball once again is not giving me any justice. It's actually punch. Doesn't matter whether you're playing an important match, a tournament, or you're playing just a random game or having fun with friends. If you find yourself in this position when you're on the verge of winning, you're going to need an inspiration from the great Efren Barthez. Now I don't know how I executed this shot. I visualized it, but I did not expect it to be executed this well. Let's take a look at this. Field takeover. Now I'm not sure if I'm a little bit lucky here, but this rock has been the lucky rock. I think not so certain if I try to do this again if I'll be able to execute it this well, but this was an absolutely incredible shot. Now let's go back down memory lane from about 5 years ago, and this is something that I think I've posted on my channel about 2 or 3 times. Have a look at the shot and listen to the astonishment of the crowd.
What? What the fuck? Damn!
I get lucky.
That was an incredible pool shot executed there by yours truly, ApexElgenio, back in 2019 in one of the greatest comebacks that I've ever had in my entire pool career. I can almost tell you that when I executed that shot, a lot of persons may have thought that it was luck. A lot of persons may have thought that, oh, this is the usual Apex, the banking expert, or whatever it is that they may think. A lot of the times that pro players execute shots, they don't believe that it was actually calculated, and I'm one of the most calculated players that has ever played pocket billiards. So it was important for me to actually do a video lesson showing you exactly how that shot was executed. Let's take a look. Diamond, that is number 3, and with low left and the right speed, you will get results. Consistent for all size table? Yes, it is, because I've had many success with it here. Now I'm going to be going for the 3rd example here, and you can see that the video is continuous. I've not
cut out anything here. I'm doing this on my first attempt. Again, I'm shooting from diamond 2 to diamond 1 with low left. You'll see where the object ball beautifully flies. I've done about 30 to 40 lessons throughout the course of this year, but this particular video here had to be a part of my top 10 videos of the year. Beautifully into the corner pocket. I had so many highlights of shots that I've played throughout the year 2024, but this had to meet my top 10. And this was, of course, just a regular practice day on the table. I was playing against Shane, and this is what I came up with. Absolutely incredible.
Round 4 reels, so let's see. Oh, this is nice. Oh, nice. This is nice there by ApexElgenio.
Those who thought it was coincidental, okay, here we go, another one. You also saw this yet again, another exceptional execution of the 4-rail bank system being applied in a real game. Let's take another look.
Money went down and now wait for it to happen here. Type my name in on YouTube and type 4-rail bank shot. There's a system for these. It is absolutely brilliant. It never fails. And watch this spectacular shot here on the 7. Low right spin, 4 rails coming around. Brilliant shot there by ApexElgenio.
Nice.
There are gonna be believers and you're gonna be non-believers. There are gonna be persons that say that they would have or they wouldn't have. There are going to be viewers. There are gonna be players that would never have even thought about executing the shot. And there's just gonna be some non-believers that believe that whatever I did or whatever I've done was as a result of luck. So it was very important for me to actually walk you through the system of how I executed this shot. Let's take a look. For my first example, my first demonstration here, I'm aiming from the 3-3 track line with a slight overcut. And we're going to observe what happens to the cue ball and what happens to the object ball. So here, I stroke the shot, cue ball follows a nice path, but then watch where the object ball goes. So guys, and let me know, you're going to have to aim exactly towards the diamond. And this is what's going to get you the consistent result. Now have a look at the direction of the cue ball, how it goes to cushion and it goes long. And then the object ball takes the perfect trajectory into the corner pocket perfectly. Now pay close attention to this example, because in order for you to know when the shot has missed, it's going to be the exact same thing on your table. If your table has a slick cloth or a sliding cloth, you may find that. And this is how you have to learn. Not because I'm showing you the system here on video on my table, meaning that it's going to be the exact same thing on your table. If your table has a slick cloth or a sliding cloth, you may find that you get. But then of course, definitely from this information here, I can safely say that once you're aiming from the 5-5 track line, you just need a slight overcut. But once you've settled down, once you're comfortable with the system, once you're comfortable with the speed of the stroke, you will get a perfect result like that one perfectly. I've lost count of the amount of times that I've executed this shot, whether it be just having fun or just playing in a tournament. In fact, I'm going to show you a tournament that I played since here that this shot was that absolutely rocked the crowd. In a second, you're going to see it popping up on the screen. But this is in fact my signature shot. And like I said, this has made my top 10 video or top 10 lessons of the year 2024. Let's continue the highlights. Side pocket. Now on this attempt here, it just happens that I executed everything perfectly. It just went around perfectly into the trajectory, but it won't always be that case, because like I said, any one variable can affect this shot going short or long of the target. But that was beautifully executed. This shot has become my signature shot, and a lot of players, like I said,
consider this shot to be an exhibition shot, but this is a shot that I'm not afraid to go after in any game. Here I'm playing with a senior level A-level player known as Damian Sims, and we were in a match. I was struggling in this match, and Damian actually was about to win the rack. He got a little bit unfortunate and landed badly on the 9, leaving me with the shot. Now at this point, I know that the crowd or the audience is actually saying, hey, Apex has lost this match. But then look at what I did here and listen to the astonishment of the crowd. Absolutely no one expected me to even think about executing a shot at that magnitude. So once again, like I said, guys, I am one of the most complete pool players in my country. Kicking, banking, jumping, positional play, pattern play. It is all coming together nicely, and 2024 was a year that showed me that I had everything doing well for me. Let's continue with the highlights. This is perhaps one of the now, as we are fast approaching the end of the video and we are approaching half of the year's highlights, I began to introduce yet again another kick system, but this time I was using a numerical kick system known as the SID system. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Information about kicking, guys. The very first thing that I'm actually doing here on the table now is that I'm trying to find the this video. You're gonna see a lot more in-depth discussion. Here I'm giving you an overlay of the two shots, the one that went long and the one that hit the object ball straight into the pocket. And you can see that for this particular shot here, it was just simply ball, how soft, the slitness of the cloth, many things. So even though mathematically you're seeing that the math up, if that's such a statement, guys, then why am I missing? Now there I was very successful in that hit, and notice on this overlay replay here, I aim my cue ball towards where the arrow is pointing, and just pay attention to this one. I just aim just a hair in front of where I had initially. Plus 5 is 65, and 65 divided by 2 is 32.5. Bear in mind that on the short reel, the object ball or the target ball is now increasing by increments of 5. Now don't get them confused, guys. Now look at this freeze frame here. It seems as if I'm aiming towards 32.5, but just a hair less than exactly 32.5 will cause a miss, exactly like what you're about to see here. Now heads up, heads down, re-aiming. Notice the delivery of my cue here. It was a bit wobbly. You can see that I was very uncomfortable. Now I made a hit on the one, and that's all well and good, but was that a good hit? I hit the object ball on the right side, and that you can see clearly from my stance and from my aiming on the freeze frame. You saw that I wasn't exactly on 32.5. So I was just a hair left or a hair right of where your cue ball hops. Based on how hard or soft you kick the shot, then it will change the trajectory of the kick. So you have to be very playing a kick shot that is this sensitive to speed and stroke. You must take your time and follow through. Now you may have to use a lot of feel, and you may get lucky, you may not get lucky. For this example here, I'm aiming towards the object ball, which is somewhere around number 7, because the first diamond is 5, the second diamond is 10, so somewhere there is about 7, and I'm aiming from 65, which you can see being displayed on the freeze frame. So when I add 65 to 7, I got 72, and when I divided it by 2, I got 36. Now notice here that the stroke was a little bit wobbly. Now you see how close I got. Notice that my shaft, that little space between where exactly I should be aiming from and the value that I'm aiming to, obviously gave that slight miss on that kick, because my shaft was not exactly running over the diamond. Now, this was one of the most technical videos that I had done. I literally spent almost like a whole 8-7 hours just editing the video and allowing you guys to see the intricacies and importance and the technicality when it comes to kicking like a pro. The link to this video can be found in the description, and also it can be found pinned in the comment section of this video. I introduced the SID system for a full table kick. Definitely guys, take the opportunity to check that video out. You can and will supercharge your kick game to another level coming this 2025. Let's continue with the highlights. Sometimes when you're aiming in between diamonds, just aiming at 14 when you're supposed to aim at 50. Yeah, guys, in my matches, when you see me going after a kick, I do my calculation because math is something that I really like. I actually really love math, so for me it works. But I'm going to be making a video where sometimes for you guys who do not really like the whole calculations due to the pressure, I'm going to show you a field system that I use. It may not be as accurate as this, but you're going to be sure to get a good hit on the object ball here. Now in this example here, this is a very traditional shot. Sometimes your opponent plays a really good safety on you. I do not have an example in this video, but sometimes you have a ball hanging in the side pocket. And sometimes a lot of persons, what I find that a lot of my friends around me that plays pool, they do a lot of spin. They use a lot of English. So they'll find a spot that they feel comfortable with, and almost every time that you're playing a kick, they play it with spin. And you're gonna find out that when you play with spin, too much or too little is just enough for you to miss the kick. Now here I'm aiming towards the 3 ball, which is just in front of the side pocket. Now I cannot pick diamond 20, because if I do, I'm gonna hit just in front of the side. So I pick a number like 18, and when I subtract 18 from 70, I got 52, and I divided it by 2. Boom, the math there works out perfect. So that was my one for you. So be sure to hit the subscribe button below, guys. Turn on the post notification bell. Follow me on all social media platforms. Instagram, you're gonna find preview videos. On Facebook, you'll see cropped out shots. You'll see shorts feed. Check those out, guys, and share this to your pool community. If you want to advance your game to the next level, lesson absolutely made my top 10. Didn't make my top 5, but it made my top 10 video of the year. Now you can access those videos by the links that are pinned in the description box below and in the comments, and you can also check out my other kick system videos that I have posted here on the channel. About halfway into the year, and I found myself with a little bit of break from work, and a lot of the times, guys, I'm not able to do a lot of the stuff that I want to do on the channel. As you would have seen in the introduction of this video, I told you that I have more than 50 or 60 unreleased videos, because outside of pool is not a source of income, but it's not my main source of income. It is just something that I do in my spare time. So the lessons that I offer here are lessons that will absolutely change your game forever. Hey, let's take a look at this historical kick shot made by Efren Bata Reyes, where Efren Bata Reyes pulled off one of the most ridiculous, mind-blowing shots ever. Let's have a look at this clip.
我们来看发生什么事情啊？这个为什么会形成吊球啊？相当幸运的一个吊球。好，可能要解3颗星啊。1、2、3。哎呦！
Now, obviously, I do not know what the commentator is saying, but I can only fear that if I showed you how to play a 4-rail bank, it's most important that I also show you how to play the 4-rail kick. Now, these lessons are lessons that actually picked up quite a decent amount of views on the channel. I did part 1 and part 2 of the 4-rail bank and the 4-rail kick. That is the only time that I've ever really seen a 4-rail kick being executed in an actual pool match. So I was inspired to show you this 4-rail kick that was executed by Efren. It's not the exact same kick, but it's the trajectory that Efren Bata Reyes was able to use in that Asian 9-ball match. Let's take a look. Where I'm supposed to be aiming here, and as I deliver the cue smoothly, notice the trajectory that the cue ball takes perfectly in towards the pocket. Let's have a look here at the replay. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say that I'm one of the very few YouTube channels that actually teaches you everything else apart from fundamental aspects of pool. There are just some things that the pros do that are very fascinating to me, and I find it quite important to actually leave it out there for you guys to learn. This shot is not one of the most traditional kick shots. It doesn't come up regularly, but you have seen where it actually came up with Efren in the Asia 9 ball, and he was able to get out. Even though he lost that rack, funny enough, it was just such an historical shot that it actually deserved the video. And you've seen where Efren has played 4 real kicks, 5 real kicks in exhibition match. So this video was really an exhibition video more so than a pool lesson. But if you guys have this in your arsenal, you're going to be even more powerful than your opponents that are actually playing with you on a daily basis. Let's continue the highlights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Notice how I'm slightly elevated because the pocket is kind of hindering me from having a flat bridge here. Now notice that I aim exactly to where I intended, which is just slightly in front of the diamond. Boom, there you see it comes right above the side pocket, and once again you see where I placed the chalk, it's coming anywhere off the first diamond and the second diamond there, heading towards the trajectory of the corner pocket. So 3 crucial information.
I really hope that you enjoyed that highlights of 2024, and I'm just going to be sharing a few of my stats report with you here because it's important for you guys to travel on this journey with me. So as you can see here, at the time of recording this video, I ended here with 5,321 subscribers. And as you can see here, at the moment my real-time views is about 1,219. Still, my most successful video is the SID system for 1 real kick. It's the old version of the video. I do have a new version that is on the channel as well. At the moment my shorts feeds have been picking up some traction. I have a lot of behind the scenes shots as well. You can check out my TikTok page. I'm going to be sharing that with you in the link as a link in the description box below as well. As you can see there, my videos have picked up about 7,200 views over the past 3 months and 19,700 views in shorts as well. So the shorts have been doing pretty good over the past 3 months. Over the course of the past 365 days, my videos have garnered about 126,900 plus views, and the shorts have been tracking behind at 93,300 plus views. I have not done any live streams this year, only but about 2, still something that I'm waiting to tap into as well. You'll find that I don't have a large average view. That's something that I want to improve on this year as well. You'll realize here that my shorts feed is the one that has really been picking up. 52% of my views have been from my shorts feed. Suggested videos have also done well as well. Browse features. So my videos are out there. Persons are in fact seeing me and learning and knowing that the channel exists as well. As you can see, I have a large diaspora of age difference between the ages of 18 all the way up to the ages of 64, so that is also good as well. Now, this is the statistics that I don't really like to talk about, but it's good that I have a lot of my audience from the United States, but it's also a little bit disheartening that my Jamaican audience here is only about 2%. So that's something that I need to kind of work on as well, because a lot of them do not really watch a lot of YouTube tutorials, but like I said, they will eventually see the channel when they see it. Now, 94% of my viewers are males. I would love to see more females tapping into this as well, because we don't have any female players that are of the highest level here in Jamaica. So that's something that I also want to work on as well. Now, a lot of you guys are in fact watching the channel, but you are not subscribed. So I'm not sure, maybe you don't want to be notified weekly or daily whenever I post, but it does help the channel to grow, guys, whenever it is that you subscribe to the channel there. And just a little bit of a sneak peek into my earnings there. I have not earned a lot of money from the channel. It's about $776 US that I've earned over the past year. Again, majority of my income has been earned from the SID system for one rate kicking for 9-ball players. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. I will have a couple more videos, as I stated earlier, coming out for you. I really do hope that you enjoy this. This is only but the beginning of my end of year review. It has been a great year, and funny enough, guys, this is only but part 1 and part 2 of this year in review. This is only but half of the year. The end of the year was magnificent and spectacular. Do look out for that. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.